So, this is a video, obviously. Man, I guess I don't know where to start. I guess I feel like last night I had a bunch of more ideas. But I wanted to talk about opening doors and closing doors. So, I mean, when you are on any endeavor in life, doors open and doors close. And I guess from my own personal experience, which is what I can talk about, I can't talk about someone else's personal experience. My personal experience is that when I was trying to create this YouTube channel and this social media platform, everything that I've been working on, there's been a lot of starting and stopping points. And I don't know if anyone can relate, because sometimes I feel like I've started things and then I get sort of halfway and then I stop. And that's because of whether I feel insecure or I feel like I'm not doing something good enough, or pretty much just laziness. And I feel like it happens to a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people end up getting to a certain point and then they try to move past that and then they can't, because it's hard to move forward and to be able to get to the point where you want to get to when there's many distractions. And I mean, that could go from like your family to like social media to like all these different things but now that I'm starting this over again, I just posted a video that I made like a month ago, and this is like a month later, kind of talking about I'm still trading, I'm still focusing on growing my trading knowledge, and I'm not at the point where I want to be. I'm not profitable, I'm not funded, but this is a video of me getting to there. So I mean, as you can see, watch, let me zoom in on this a little bit. As you can see right here, my trading rules. And there's 4 rules I have. Only take 2 trades daily, congruency in at least 2 time frames, same risk, and hold if possible. Now, obviously, that may not make sense. That may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So when talking about trading rules, I mean, it's things that you have to stick to. But something that I've found that's very interesting is that since I've started trading, my life has also changed, because I feel like I've been more trading. Okay, so where I was left off at, I feel like when it comes to trading, there's these things that you think that trading's about, like logic, like statistics and logistics. And those things are true. I mean, trading at the end of the day should be that way. But when you're first starting, you come to realize that there is a ton of emotions that come into trading, and it's almost like philosophical. Like literally, like when you start trading, you'll start to learn that it's almost as if you are being told, okay, you really want to make money in this? Well, what do you need to get better at? And that's really interesting, because when you start trading, you don't think of that. You think of trading is going to be this, thing that you just go into and you're just unattached and you're just making money, which professionally, at the professional level, which I'm not at, but I'm growing into that, at the professional level, that is what trading is about. Trading is about, as emotionless as possible. So that is trading, which is what I'm doing. Now the other side, which is growing, my Project One page and growing all these, there's other team members that are more camera shy than I am, and I'm a camera shy too, but I mean, it's just part of breaking that barrier. And it's crazy. When I started all this, it was when I started all this, it was 2021. I was 19 at the time, and I look back and I'm like, man, if I would have never gave up, I would have been in a totally different place right now. And I'm not mad at where I'm at now, because I have to just accept it, but I also can see 2 things, which I feel like intelligence, real emotional intelligence, is displayed in a few ways. Number 1 is showing that you can hold 2 ideas at once. One idea is you need to get better. The other idea is I'm proud of myself. And I mean, this goes with anything, but at the same time, I feel like I have these 2 things that I have to get better, and I'm also proud of myself. So somewhere in the middle lies progress, because you have to be aware that you need to get better, but you also need to be aware that you're progressing, because if you're either on either side of the spectrum, if you're always saying, oh man, I need to get better, I'm not enough, and you're too self-critical, then chances are you won't be able to actually do anything. Now, on the other side of the spectrum is saying that you're perfect and that there's nothing wrong and that there's nothing that you need to do right because you're super proud of yourself, which, again, both are very, very important. But there's definitely a middle ground, and me trying to find the middle ground of what I need to do, but being happy with what I'm doing is difficult. So if you're watching this video and whatever endeavor you're doing, and you need to understand that whatever endeavor you're doing, you cannot control results. Like, for example, I'm gonna post this video and I'm gonna get like 5 views, but I cannot control who watches this video. What I can control is that I show up every single day. And something that Alex Hormozi said, which I really, really, really appreciate. Watch, let me get my phone. Something that he said that I feel like really stuck with me is, he said this, he tweeted this: "It's hard to beat up a person who keeps showing up every day. It shifts from winning to outlasting, a very different game." And man, that hit me like a ton of bricks, because I've learned from different people like Alex Hormozi and Simon Sinek. I don't know his last name, but he is the author of The Infinite Game. I think that's what it's called. I haven't read the book, but I've seen his interviews and stuff. And what he talks about pretty much is a game theory, which is pretty much two schools of thought of having infinite games and finite games. So mixing that with what Alex said is, if you show up every day to do something, whether it's like me, it's shooting these videos, posting content, progressing on my trades, tracking my losses and why I lost and how I can win. And that's on a trading perspective. Now, on the other perspective is my social media. And doing that every single day without stopping, and not trying to be better than anyone, not trying to be better than this person, not trying to be better than that person, not trying to compete, but just to play. That's something that's very hard, but I feel like that's where real success and real ability of progress is made. Because when you view it that way, you're not competing against anyone. You're competing against yourself, which is crazy to say, right? Because it's not that hard to understand. You're just competing against yourself. But when you get on social media, you see everyone trying to compete with everyone, which is fine. That's capitalism, that's the marketplace, whatever. But when you strip all that away, if you're competing against yourself and you're just trying to be better for yourself, not for the views, not for the money, those things come, and as long as you're working towards them every single day, then getting those things like money and attention and all those things is totally achievable. But if you only focus on that, you can't get there. So I guess my message to anyone that's listening, whether you're a trader or not, is don't give up, show up every day. Instead of saying, I'm going to be profitable in 6 months, say, if I don't stop doing this for 10 years, where will I be?